Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Mr. Cobalt, and in this video we're going to answer that age-old question, is it safe to stand in front of your microwave? Will it cause cancer? So let's get into this. Okay, so in this problem your friend mentions to you that he never stands in front of a microwave oven while in use. The door to his oven has a grill with small holes in it. So you may have seen that if you go to your microwave, you might see holes or a grill in the front door where there's holes. I don't know if all microwaves have that these days, but I've noticed them more and more. So this friend has a grill with small holes in it, about a millimeter in diameter, through which he is fearful that microwave radiation will leak and cause cancer. Most home microwave ovens operate at a frequency of 2450 megahertz. That's 2450 megahertz. Cancer can be caused by ionizing radiation with energies greater than between 5 and 10 electron volts per photon. And just let you know that 1 electron volt is equal to 1.602 times 10 to the negative 19 joules. So what are the questions? Well, first, A, what is the energy in electron volts of a single photon from your friend's microwave? B, what is the wavelength of that radiation in millimeters? And C, how do you respond to your friend's concern about radiation leakage? Okay, so let's do A. We need to calculate the energy of one photon in electron volts. Okay, so they're telling us that most microwaves have this as their frequency. So we can use this as the friend's microwave. So we want to convert this to hertz. So that way we can use our equation, the energy of a photon is equal to Planck's constant multiplied by nu, the Greek symbol nu, which stands for frequency. Planck's constant is in joule seconds, so we want our frequency to be in hertz, which is per second. Okay, so first thing we want to do is convert 2450 megahertz into hertz. Well, what does mega mean? Mega means 1 million or 10 to the 6. So 1 megahertz is going to be equal to 1 million or 10 to the 6 hertz. So here we'll use that as a conversion factor. So I'll put 1 megahertz on the bottom and 10 to the 6 hertz on the top. So megahertz are going to cancel out. So when I calculate this, I get 2.45 times 10 to the 9 hertz. Okay, let me double check that. Yeah, that's correct. Okay, now this is also, remember, hertz just means per second. So what is a per second? That's easy. That's just 2.45 times 10 to the 1 over seconds. So per second. So that is what hertz means, 1 over seconds. So now I can use this and plug it into the equation. So the energy of one photon is going to be equal to Planck's constant, which is 6.626 times 10 to the negative 34 joule times seconds, multiplied by the frequency nu, which is what we just calculated here. So that's going to be 2.45 times 10 to the, oops, I forgot the 9 here. 9. 1 over seconds, or hertz. And so then here, seconds are going to cancel out. So I got joules left. So when I multiply this, I'll have my answer in joules. And that's going to be 1.623. 1.623 times 10 to the negative 34 joules. Let me double check that exponent. That is, sorry, 24, not 34, 24. Okay, so this is the amount of energy in joules per photon. But it's in joules. We're being asked to convert this to electron volts. So we'll have to use this conversion factor here. So then 1.623 times 10 to the negative 24 joules over 1 photon. And then joules is on the top, so we're going to multiply this by our conversion factor. So since joules is on the top, I want joules on the bottom. So I'm going to put this many joules on the bottom. So it's going to be 1.602 times 10 to the negative 19 joules. And then 1 electron volt on top. So joules cancels out. Now I'm going to have electron volts per photon. Okay, so when I calculate this, I get 1.013. 1.013 times 10 to the negative 5. Yes, to the negative 5 electron volts. Okay? Okay, so that's the answer in electron volts. So that's the answer to A. Now, what about B? What is the wavelength of that radiation in millimeters? Okay, so we have the energy in joules per photon and electron volts. Let me get rid of this. Give me my space so I can do more calculations. Okay, so we want to calculate the wavelength now. So we have the energy. Now we can use this fact here. So I know that the speed of light is equal to the frequency of the light multiplied by the wavelength, lambda. So nu times lambda, frequency times wavelength. So I want to replace nu here. So if I solve for the frequency, nu, so that's going to be equal to the speed of light over lambda. And then what I can do is I can plug in everything in here and solve for the wavelength, right? Or what I could have done actually is I could go back to the frequency, right? I calculated the frequency in per seconds, right? So there's a couple of ways. You could do E of the photon is equal to hc over lambda, and then plug in the energy of the photon that you just calculated, and plug in Planck's constant and the speed of light and solve for lambda. You could do it that way, but if you made a mistake here, then you would make a mistake here. So if you just go back to the original number here, we calculated the specific the frequency. So what was that? That was 2.45, right? So the frequency we found before was equal to 2.45 times 10 to the, where is it? To the 9th. And that was hertz or per seconds. So we got the frequency here. So we could just use this equation and solve for lambda. So here we will want lambda. Actually, lambda is equal to speed of light over nu, the frequency. So now all we need to do is plug in the speed of light and nu, and we should get lambda, the speed of light, or I'm sorry, lambda, the wavelength. So the speed of light is 3.00 times 10 to the 8 meters per second over, and then I'm going to plug in my frequency. That's going to be 2.45 times 10 to the 9 per seconds. So in here, I have 1 over seconds, 1 over seconds. So seconds are going to cancel out. And I'm left with meters, which is a length. And so when I calculate that, I get, what do I get? I get 1.22 times 10 to the 1. 1.22 times 10 to the negative 1 meters. And normally you would write this in nanometers, but since this is a pretty large wavelength, we're going to convert this to millimeters because that's what they're asking for. So I'm going to take the 1.22 times 10 to the negative 1 meters, put it over 1, and I'm going to multiply by a conversion factor. I know that milli is 10 to the negative 3. So I know that 1 millimeter is equal to 10 to the negative 3 meters. So I can use that. So I'm going to put 1 millimeter on the top. And I'm going to put 10 to the negative 3 meters on the bottom. So meters cancels out. And when I calculate this, I'm basically going to be multiplying by 1,000. So this is going to be 122 millimeters. Let me just double check my answer. 1.2.5 millimeters. So this is the number of millimeters. Again, this is the energy of one photon in electron volts. Okay, so we've got A and B done. Now C, how do you respond to your friend's concern about radiation leakage? Okay, let's say that leakage, radiation, the radiation leakage of the microwave. Let's say there is some. Look at the energy of the photons coming from the microwave based on this frequency of the radiation from the microwave. So, and then let's compare that to the radiation that can cause cancer. So it says here, the radiation that causes cancer is going to be greater than between 5 and 10 electron volts per photon. So that's 5 to 10 electron volts. So if you have radiation coming upon you that is greater than 5 to 10 electron volts per photon, then that would be a cause for concern for cancer. But look at the energy of the photon from this microwave. It is much, 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 much less than 1, right? It's 1.013 times 10 to the negative 5 electron volts. So the energy of the photons coming from this microwave is much, much, much smaller than the energy needed to be ionizing type of radiation that would cause cancer. Okay. And so, what would you have to say to your friend? Maybe I would say to my friend, stop being a baby, right? Get over it. Okay, no, I'm not gonna say that. Maybe I would, but we're joking around. But basically, there's nothing to worry about with regard to cancer-causing radiation coming from your microwave. At least in this particular example. If your microwave is a lot stronger, maybe. But again, you would have to do the calculation and see for yourself. Look at the frequency of the radiation coming from your microwave. You could do the calculations and see if you're safe. So I hope this was a helpful video. If you enjoyed this video, if you learned a lot from this video, then please, by all means, like the video, share the video, hit that like button over here somewhere. Also, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Help me out. When you do, click on that notification bell and then click all so you can be notified by all the videos I put out. And finally, put a comment down below in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Ask me questions. I would love to hear from you. If you have a question or a problem like this one that you need help with, let me know. If you have a topic you would like to cover, let me know. Or if you want me to cover, let me know. Thanks for joining me and have a great day.